rolling. I'm with IPC. Okay, so this is our customer training webinar series. Today we're going to talk about customer experience. So some of you may or may not have seen the recent announcement for our MiVoice Connect customers, the My Contact Center solution that was traditionally a heritage Mitel product. It's a very advanced product associated with the contact center, has now been certified and is available on MiVoice Connect. So in the stream of Mitel's consolidation of multiple platforms and applications, what they've done is they've decided that the My Contact Center package is the most feature-rich package available at Mitel, and so they're moving to have that available across all platforms, and it is now available on the MiVoice Connect platform. Historically, what MiVoice Connect, which were the heritage ShoreTel customers, had available to them was the Enterprise Contact Center, ECC, also called MiVoice Connect Contact Center. And so Mitel has decided that they are going to limit future development on the ECC product. They will continue to support it, fully support it. It's just they're not going to be doing upgrades and any new innovations associated with that product, and instead are putting their development efforts around the My Contact Center. So hopefully what you'll see today is some new things that are available in the My Contact Center, traditionally newer to the heritage ShoreTel customers, our MiVoice Connect customers. So that's what we're going to focus on today. It gives you some advanced reporting, some great analytics. It even integrates with Google Artificial Intelligence for creating machine learning capable customer experiences for your customers. So it's some exciting stuff, and we're going to take a sneak peek at it today. So what we'll do is we'll look at the demo of the product today. I had hoped to have a live product demo available to you today. However, it got double booked by some other resources, and so I have some good screenshots that we'll be able to walk through it pretty in depth and have a similar experience. So it won't be a live experience, but I think you'll get a picture and a flavor for the advancements that are available now in the contact center and the customer experience space. So generally, when we're talking about a customer journey, right, we want to start with your customers. That's why the title of this webinar was Tell Me About Your Customers. Whenever you're looking at a customer experience solution, you've got to start from an outside-in looking perspective. And so what we have is essentially a process that we follow to view and validate what does our customer's journey look like when they do business with us, whether we're in retail, whether we're in insurance or banking or a car dealership. Lots of different industries that we help with at IPC. But customers generally want to have the same type of journey, generally have a similar journey through an organization. So the idea of contact is how are they contacting? Are they coming in? Are we going out? Is it inbound? Is it outbound? Is it a voice? Is it an email? Is it a chat? Is it a text? Is it a tweet? Is it a post? Is it a carrier pigeon? How are our customers communicating with us? And once we've identified all those ways and we have the ability to say, you know, our customers would like us to offer a web chat on our website. Being able to deliver that quickly is part of that customer journey and is something that the My Contact Center now offers across the MiVoice Business and the MiVoice Connect platforms. Once you contact someone, how do we identify them? Do we have a CRM database that can identify, oh, this is John Smith, but I can tell by his email address, or I can tell by his phone number, or maybe we have someone enter in their member number, right? Can you please enter in your member number on the phone so that we can identify who you are? This is where we can apply two-factor authentication or even things like biometrics. That I was speaking with one of my financial company that managed some financial portfolios for me, and while I was on the phone, they used my voice as my password. So they were able to identify this is Eric Bowling because of the way I speak, and they were able to authenticate me based on voice pattern matching, right? And everybody is already familiar with this if you have an iPhone, right? I've got my iPhone that will only answer to my voice. If someone else says, "Hey Siri," she won't do anything. But if it's my voice, she answers the question. And so that's just an example of the biometrics and how we're already seeing this idea of my voice as my password. And it doesn't have to be voice. It could be a PIN. It could be a code. It could be some two-factor authentication. But that's a critical step if you want to create that good customer journey. The reason we want to create that good customer journey is because we want to try and self-serve. Is there some way you can get the answer faster by just an automated message, an automated response? I want to check the status of an order, check a payment. I want to order more widgets, and I just want to do it with self-service. I don't want to actually have to speak with anybody, right? So that's a critical step in the process. Then we put people in the right queues, whether that's a voice queue or a chat queue or an email queue. We route them to the appropriate people. Let's say, for example, if we step backwards to the identify, we identify Eric Bowling, but mi hablo español. And so if I am a primary Spanish speaker, then I want to route to an agent that has a high skill set in Spanish. And so those are just some of the ways that, right, if I'm a customer and I call into an auto attendant and they identify me as Eric Bowling, the Spaniard, they can route me to a Spanish-speaking agent, and that just makes my customer journey all the more better. Interacting with the agents, how do the agents respond and interact with the data that's presented to them? Again, whether it's video or video chat or a web chat or a text message or a phone call or an email address, all the different ways to do that. Follow-up, we have capabilities to do customer follow-up where we're doing customer satisfaction surveys. We also have the ability for agents to define, okay, here's how this call went. But even now, with some of our more advanced packages, we have artificial intelligence built into the solution that is able to determine sentiment analysis automatically. So there are tools out there that can take either the written word or the spoken word and facilitate, hey, is this person happy, sad, grumpy, mad, what have you? And so part of that follow-up can also just be an automatic AI-capable solution. We have these solutions today. We're deploying them now that allow us to look at keywords and sentiment analysis and to be able to automatically score what mood is my customer in. So that's just another form of follow-up with that. Measuring, obviously, reporting and analytics are very key. We have some neat tool sets available to us that allow us, through some of our Google AI partnerships and through some of our other product partnerships, where we can do analytics on the words so that we can determine from a call recording perspective what words are being spoken the most, what are the analytics associated with that. And then obviously just improving with good admin interfaces and the like to make sure that we're constantly enhancing our customers' journey, delighting our customers, making them fans of our business so that they continue to do business with us, right? Because in the end, we all just want a good experience with the people that we do business with. It's why Uber is taking over or Lyft or whatever shared service you use is achieving such great success because it's the experience that I, as a rider, have. Before, I had to look up a number, I had to find a cab, I had to talk to the guy, ask him how much it was to drive down the street, I had to get out cash, maybe my credit card, we had to wait in the car and do all those things. Now I just open up an app, I press a button where I want to go. I can select options of how much I want to pay. If it's a shared ride, is it a medium car? Is it a limousine, a black X or whatever car? And it just all happens. And so that is just an example of this smoothed out customer experience. Okay, enough of talking. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the customer experience capabilities that we have. So this is a screenshot of a sample website that I've used in the past. This is the one I was hoping to have a live access to, but it's being used by another business partner. So you have a website. This is a Wicked Tix. It's a place where you buy tickets for music and sports and arts and theater, museums, attraction fairs and festivals, comedies. And down here, you just have a simple little contact us bubble. Okay, you guys have all seen this when it comes up on the customers on when you've done business online, when it comes up on websites. And so when you click that contact us link, what we have is this. Now we have opened up multiple doors to our business. This contact us could be a live chat. Maybe I just want to web chat with someone. Hey, does this, does this item fit with this other item over here? I'm buying them together. Or right here, I've got a phone number. I can click here and go to an email address, or I've got even a text message if I want to set up an SMS message. For me, example, when I need to get my Jeep into the dealership, I don't call them anymore. I don't email them. I don't go to their website. I've got my dealership's text number right in my contacts, and I just have my phone text in, I need to set up an appointment for my Jeep. And I can do that at any time. And so what that allows me to do is just smooth out that process of getting my Jeep into the shop. I need an oil change, or it's making a funny noise, or it needs its 60,000 mile checkup, what have you. It just makes that a lot easier to navigate. And so when you click that Contact Us tab, what you've got here is multiple doors into the business. I'm going to step backwards real quick in my slides. I also have Twitter and Facebook, right? I can also tweet and post into the contact center and create a unified experience for my customers. So maybe your customers are tweeters, maybe they're posters, maybe they like to pick up the phone and call, maybe they are chatters or texters. You can open up all of those doors into your business now with my contact center as the single point of reporting, management, the agent experience. Everything comes into one place. So instead of having to go to Twitter and answer the tweets from your customers, or going into Facebook and answering the posts from the direct messaging, and then you got to go to your email over here, and then you got to answer your phone, and then you got maybe another app for texting. All those are brought into a single interface. So let's say I did do a chat, right? I launched the chat section. I asked for an agent, right, to see how Wicked Tix has changed the way you can order tickets online. Type video to speak to an agent. Type agent. I typed agent. One moment, it connects me with Karen Smith. Hello, Mr. Bowling. How can I help you? Now that's what happens on the customer side, right? You've got a little bit of automation up here at the top. You can create some automation, some self-service. You could say if you'd like to check the status of your account, please enter in the last 4 digits of your PIN number, or maybe you have two-factor authentication enabled where you get a text message to do two-factor authentication, and you can then access back-end databases to provide automatic responses in your chat window. Here I'm just speaking with an agent. And then this little thing over here on the right-hand side, this is what my agent will experience. So they see that Eric Bowling is coming into the music chat, and I simply accept this chat very much like I would answer a phone call. And then what we get is this screen here. So this is an example of what the agents would see on the inside of your organization. Now let's take a little bit of time. We're going to do a little tour of this interface. This is an interface that the My Contact Center product calls Ignite. This is now, again, available on the MiVoice Connect. So if you are current ECC customers, there are migration paths to get to this more advanced contact center solution from Mitel. And we can discuss those after the call as you would like. But you can see here what I have is I've got some things down on the left-hand side. I've got my inbox. Now, my inbox is not an email inbox. It is a phone, chat, email, text, and what is referred to as multimedia, which could be Facebook, Twitter, video chat, an AI bot associated with some Google integration. So this is sort of the four primaries, and then everything else that's got an API we can bring in through this mechanism here, which is our multimedia channel. The screen right here shows that my name is Karen. I'm the agent. Eric Bowling is the customer down here. I'm not logged into voice in this screenshot, but I am logged into the chat. I'm busy on the chat because it's red. I'm available for an email. I'm available for a text, and I'm available for my multimedia channel as well. And each of these channels simply come into my inbox. If I had multiples here, you would simply see, hey, I've got 3 chats I'm working, maybe a text I'm working, an email, a phone call. Now, and you can manage those things. Obviously, you can't, we are not the great multitaskers that we believe ourselves to be. It's been proven that you can only think about one thing at one time. So you don't want to handle multiple phone calls. That would just be ridiculous. But you could do multiple chats, because there is a delay between when I ask a question to the customer and they respond. And so I could maybe handle 2 chats. An email, people generally don't require immediate response. So I could have 3 or 4 emails that I'm working on during the day. Texting is it's probably between a chat and an email, right? Texting, you're willing to give it a little bit more time. So you can define how many interactions I can handle simultaneously. Here I can handle 2 chats, 2 emails, and 1 text message, 1 phone call, which I'm not logged in here because it is gray. Now you'll notice something here that's kind of interesting. This is a chat interaction. So I can see by the little bubble this chat here, but look at these call control items I have here. I can put them on hold. This button right here is the pause button. It's the on hold button. Just like you put a phone call on hold, you can put a chat on hold. Here's my hang up button, right? This blue button here with the square. This I can hang up on the chat. I can transfer. This is the transfer icon. If this were a live screen, when I hovered over it, it would show what each of these items were. I can do searches. I can classify. I can send emails associated with it. If someone says, hey, I'd like a copy of this transcript, you can click the email here and to ship an email out to that customer. I can flag for follow-up. Let's say, yes, I need to do some research. Let me email you that later. I can flag this interaction later for follow-up. You'll see over here on the right-hand side, based on what I'm asking and saying over here, this is part of our Google AI capable integrations. And what I've got here is some auto suggestions based on what we're talking about here of what might be, because I chose the music channel in my contact center, right? There's a lot of concerts at T-Mobile Park and Madison Square Garden. So what it has done is it's already auto-suggesting some, and this is just to the agent, right? This is what we call agent assist. It is doing a database query based on what I am saying and speaking here with the customer, and it's creating, okay, maybe they want this information. Maybe this is additional information that we could provide to our customers. And so this is sort of that agent assist idea that is a dynamic real-time integration into the experience, using a little bit of AI, a little bit of pattern matching, and saying, okay, they're talking about this. Maybe this is what they want to, they need help with. So that's kind of a new feature as well, to have that integration with auto suggestions and the agent assist capable solution. Okay. Down here, this little plus sign, I can add pictures to my chat, so it is a multimedia stream. It's not just texting. I can add video, and so if I'm maybe I'm chatting with a medical professional and I need to show them the scar on my arm, I can take a picture of that scar and drop it right into this chat, and then the nurse on call can see that and say, oh, okay, I see. Yeah, put a little ointment on it, put a Band-Aid on it, call me tomorrow, right? So those are just some neat things available in the My Contact Center product. This is an example of a text message, right? So here, now my chat is gone, but here's a text message, right? You can see that this is now an SMS message. And notice here, I've got those same controls. I can pause, I can hang up, I can delete, I can transfer, classify, right? Because it is a text, it came from a cell phone. And so I can just hit, yes, I'd like to confirm your credit card information. Can I call you, so that we're not doing this over SMS, which is not a encrypted channel. SMS is a simple messaging system, and there's no encryption. So if I wanted to, confirm their authentication, confirm account information, take their credit card, I could quickly pivot from a text message that started in as a text message, right? Can I order more widgets? That was the text message that came into the queue. Karen, the agent, received this and responded, yes, you can. How about 1,000? And then Karen could say down in this space here, is it okay if I call you to confirm credit card information? And then I simply click that call button and pivot this to a call. And the nice thing about this is, because this is sort of an omni-channel database, we're capturing all these interactions together. So you see listed over here these tabs. I can look at the details of when this when this text message came in, who it came in from, what queue it was in. I can add notes to this interaction. I can look at other interactions. Was this a transfer from someone else? How many other people have been involved in this interaction with this texting customer? Who are the participants? And are there any other cases that this customer has with us that are open at the moment that I can look at and say, oh, this is related to the issue that was called in or emailed in or chatted in last week. They just decided to text their question this week. So it pulls in all the various channels into one place and gives you this single screen here to really get a sense of what this customer has, their experience. I love when I call into a customer experience when I need service and someone says, oh, hi, Mr. Bowling. I see that you emailed us last week about this issue, right? And now I'm calling. I mean, that's just good. That's a good journey for me, because it tells me that they have unified good reporting, good analytics internally, that they can see, oh, this is Eric Bowling, and he did call last week. And so those are just some examples of creating that better customer experience for your members, your partners, your customers, regardless of what industry you find yourself in. Okay, we're going to quickly go through a little bit more of the tour here. Down the left-hand side, you have history. So this is the history of this experience here. I can look at people that I've emailed in or texted in or chatted in. There's been a lot of chats here. This is an abandoned chat here. You see that abandoned here. This was the the last text message that came in. So I can look at my personal history as an agent. I can look at everybody else's or just my own, depending on how it's set up. Then when you go down to the next level where you're looking at queues, this is the next line item down in your dashboard items. I can look at all the queues that I'm a member of. You can see here I'm a member of the chat queue, the email queue, the SMS queue, the voice queue I am not logged into presently because there's no green there. But you can see that there's one agent here, one agent here. I can see how many contacts are waiting, what my service level. I'm doing pretty good on chat. I've got 100% service level maintained there on my chat. So this is the ability for your agents to see the status of these queues. If you click on these, you can actually see who is holding in queue. And that is a holding on the phone, holding on email, holding on text, holding on chat, right? We sort of, when we move to a true multimedia omni-channel experience, every interaction, whether it's a voice interaction or a digital interaction through some application, it's just an interaction. And so we treat them the same way that we treat voice calls as well. Now, voice is generally prioritized, so we can, if there's a voice call waiting and a chat waiting, we'll prioritize the voice because you want that to come in quicker. Reward your people who want to speak to you. That is still the number one preferred way, calling and actually speaking. But it is slowly declining in preference, especially with younger generations. They are looking more and more to have automated search themselves, find the answer themselves. They don't want to actually have to interact with people. They just want to get the answers. And if they do have to interact with people, they want to do it on their own terms, usually on their mobile device. And that's not through voice, it's through some app, right? Dashboards up here. So in the top up here, we got our dashboards. This is an example of a dashboard that the agents or a supervisor could access. You can see who is on the ACD calls, who is idle, what channel they're idle in. I can see that David Wallace, right, he is available on texting, emailing, and chat. So as a supervisor, I can see that information. Here's some additional information. These are some people who are in system make busy, meaning maybe the phone call rang and they didn't answer it, so they went into make busy, or they could be in lunch or in training or in their afternoon break. These are the people that I'm able to see as a supervisor that are just not logged in. They're offline. So this gives you that real-time glance of your of your agents from a supervisor perspective. Or if you just want your agents to also see the status of other people's agents, this is a web-based interface. This is not a client. It's all web-based. And so you can deploy this on-site or even remotely for your remote workers. This is another example of a dashboard here where I can actually look into each of the queues. So this gives us some more information. This tells me in the SMS queue for the music queue, my service level, how many contacts I have waiting, how many people have requeued, meaning someone didn't answer it, who's the longest waiting, how many agents are idle, how many agents are on an ACD, right? I've got that inbox here. I'm actually that agent that is on an ACD. It's funny, ACD you think is voice, automatic call distribution, right? It came through the contact center or the queue. ACD should be called AMD for automatic media distribution. It's no longer just limited to calling, but it shows I have one person that has been one agent who was on an ACD call, email, chat, text, what have you, who was on a non-ACD interaction, and then how many are unavailable. And so you can look at that at a quick glance. Again, just a quick dashboard, and you can see quickly what's happening. Down here, the customer service simulator here that we have shows I've got a 72% service level. I've got 11 agents idle. I've got 9 ACDs. Nobody's waiting. I've got 2 non-ACDs, probably meaning they're outbound. 16 agents that are not available because they haven't logged on. 4 requeues. So you can see that how many contacts have been offered to date, right? 506 phone calls into their since the day began. So just some neat metrics that you can see quickly at a glance that's available to both supervisors and agents. The other thing that's nice about my contact center, it is very open. So it has well-published APIs so that if you have a data warehouse, maybe you're already a Tableau customer and you already pull in all of your data into some other data warehousing data analytics package, you can tie in your contact center metrics directly into a third party via the APIs. So you don't have to use our reporting. If you're already consolidating and pulling reporting from multiple locations, you can add this API to be another data source into someone else's report packaging system. This is one example of a Mitel third party that allows you to create some neat dashboards and pull in some other information available here. Just kind of a nice looking screen there. I've got another screen of another API-based dashboard. This is comes to us from one of our favorite partners, Bright Metrics, who is certified on MiVoice Connect and now MiVoice Business. So some neat dashboard capabilities here that allow you just a little bit better reporting capabilities than what is inherently built into the product. Just gives you some more graphical experiences, and because it's all they do, right? They focus in on that. And so this is just a simple screenshot of what some of those dashboards could look like, right? Calls by agents, calls by extension, reasons, average queue times, those types of things. Okay, so moving along here. Historical reporting within the My Contact Center. The multimedia version of the product gives you 500 canned reports. Okay, that's way more than anybody ever needs, I imagine. And here you can see when you access, it's all web-based as well. You go to their contact center management web interface, click reports, and you can see I got voice reports. I can look at IVR or multimedia reports, all different kind of reports, flexible reporting. We've got the ability to create your own reports. We can schedule reports so that you don't have to come to this interface. Let's just schedule them, and I just get an email every Monday or an email once every day at 8 a.m. or at 5 p.m. to tell me what happened that day. I can email those to supervisors, have it automatically done. Here I've just selected voice agent reports, and this is just an example screenshot of some of the many, many available agent type of performance reports that are built into the system. Again, 500 reports out of the box. You also have access to flexible reporting to write your own reports, scheduling reports. We got your data. We can give you that information. This is an example of a historical reporting. This is an agent performance chart that gives you some information on, right, the queues that they've answered into, the various states they've been in. This can be used as a performance review with the agent. You can run it over certain times. I think I just ran this one as a temporary, over a week. This is what looked like through the types of calls they handled through the day. ACD count, out of count, non-ACD counts, just different metrics associated with it. Again, just a sample report screenshot that's available in the built-in historical reporting capabilities of my contact center. Okay. Part of any good call center is also a good quality program. Reports are good, but they don't really tell the whole truth. The whole truth happens when you can actually see or hear what was going on with my customer's interaction. So if you have a quality assurance program that you run to assess how are people doing, what is going on, what are people saying, the MiVoice call recording, again, certified across the board. It's a call recording package on MiVoice Connect, MiVoice Business, some of the other Mitel products as well. But it is also a web-based for your agents. So we're, Mitel in their stream of thought is moving away from the thick client going into web-based. It's just easier to maintain and manage. You don't have thick clients. You got to update and all that fun stuff. And it's very remote friendly, so that you can have people doing their jobs from their home offices, those types of things. So this is, again, just a screenshot of how I can look, and I can filter calls. I can do advanced searches for calls. So let's say I only want calls that happened during this time frame that are longer than 30 seconds and shorter than 2 minutes, and that were inbound or an internal call, or that were to this extension or this person or from this area code. And you can create these searches and save them so that, let's say once a week, you want to determine, I need to see everybody that called from this area code during the last week. You can save that search, and every Monday you just go to that save search. It's called the 804 or the 443 or the 812 or whatever area code you're looking for. You click that and it automatically pulls those call recordings. And then you can view the selected, you can annotate, you can put your notes into these calls, you can look at individual sections of these calls, you can share calls. So if I'm a supervisor, I can actually push this call to another agent to say, hey, I'd like you to listen, Joe, I'd like you to listen to what John just said. I think this is really good. We need to incorporate this in our agent training. Or, hey, I've got a concern about this. Let's talk to John about how he handles tough situations with customers. So again, just another component of the ability to really dive into and create, a good experience on the front end for your customers, as well as some really good tools and analytics on the back end to facilitate good quality assurance programs, to be constantly looking and monitoring and enhancing your customer's experience. I think I might be getting towards the end of my, yes. So let's see here. I am going to look and see if we have any chats or questions available. I do not see, oh wait, let's see here. Any questions? So we do not, let's see, let's see, what is the migration strategy? Okay, so for the migration strategy for, let's say I'm a customer who is currently on the Heritage ShoreTel product, the ECC product, Mitel has put together some promotions to help facilitate low-cost transitions. It's not free, but I do believe you do get credit for agent licenses. That was the last promotion that I saw come out. We can work with you to define what those promotions are, but let's say you have 25 agents or 50 agents or 100 agents. You know, the licensing cost that you purchase that, I believe, will transfer to the My Contact Center from an agent perspective. There will be some additional costs associated with installing and moving to the new platform, but generally speaking, the licensing is one of the more expensive components of it. So Mitel has programs to help facilitate, because you're under a support contract, right? You're going to get that latest and greatest software. It is a completely different platform, so we're going to, put it on a new server, do some training, some migration, but the licensing cost will be covered in the transition. So there's some ways that you can facilitate a low-cost move to a package that just offers so much more than the traditional MiVoice Connect contact center package does provide. Let's see if there are any other questions. Yes. Okay, there's a question about the dashboard. Are all parts of the dashboard available for agents to see, or can you limit what some see and what other agents see? Yes, there are role-based security that allow the dashboard to not show all of the items, and that is based in the roles where you can define, the role and what you have access to. You could say, I'm going to build a dashboard. And you can see my son there chatting with me there. You can build a dashboard and just force that for your agents. So you could make it so that they could not create new dashboards. Only supervisors could create a new dashboard, but agents have to just go with the dashboard that you've already configured for them. So that's another option as well. So the answer is it's, based on role-based security, you have access to the types of data that you only have access to, given the supervisor and the administrator, how they configure those security roles. Very good question. Let's see here. Any other questions at the moment? Okay, it looks like that is all of our questions that we have. Hopefully, you have learned something new today. I do have, let's see, I think one more slide here. Yes, so be sure to tune in for more of these sessions with IPC. These are some of the ones that are coming up down the road. So attention road warriors, we're going to talk about some of the mobility capabilities and mobility options available. Then 2 weeks after that, we're going to be talking about how do you migrate to SIP, Session Initiation Protocol. For our customers, we have many customers that are still using traditional PRIs. There are architectural advantages, there are cost savings and advantages, reliability, redundancy advantages associated with migrating to SIP. And so we're going to host a special session with some of our SIP engineers so that you can learn why you would want to do that and how the products that we sell accomplish those things. We are also a carrier services partner, so we can provide SIP trunking if you do not have a SIP provider already. So Mitel does, IPC does also offer carrier services. And then 2 weeks after that, the first, looks like the first couple of weeks looks like we might have skipped a date there. In December, building a better work from home communication strategy. How are you handling your teleworkers? What sort of solutions and capabilities are you extending to your work at home? Are you expanding your work from home programs and some of our abilities to do those types of things, and how we're doing that for our other customers? So those are just a sampling of the next 2 or 3 sessions that we will be hosting. The other thing I did fail to mention is we've talked a lot about the Mitel product line today. IPC is also a cloud contact center provider through a partnership with TalkDesk. So TalkDesk is another contact center solution that we have available to us that is not designed for, you don't install anything, you don't have to have a server or a data center. It is a true cloud contact center. And so the idea is that maybe your environment today, maybe you got some Mitel, maybe you got some Toshiba, maybe you got some Cisco, maybe you got some Avaya or some other flavor PBX in your multi-site environment, and you're slowly replacing it as they age out, right? We've got customers that are, expanding their Mitel system out across locations as the technology in those other sites gets old and out of service. But you need that consistent customer experience. That's where a product like TalkDesk comes in, where it sits over the top of whatever phone system you're using in these multiple locations. We're doing a pilot right now with one of our Mitel customers who has multiple carriers, multiple PBXs, multiple sites all over the country, and we are unifying their customer experience with a single interface for their agents and for their customers, utilizing the TalkDesk solution. And so just some great tools that we have available, right? We're not, some people ask me, hey, Eric, should I move to the cloud or should I stay on-prem? Honestly, it doesn't matter to me, because I can answer the question whichever way you want to go. Even the solutions I've shown you today, where I've primarily focused it on the MiVoice Connect platform, but all of these can be provided in a cloud-based consumption model as well. It's the same software, it's the same capabilities, it's the same reporting, it's the same customer experience that you're going to get. It's just you don't have to build it and maintain and manage it inside your data center. You can just subscribe to the service. Very much like my next door neighbor subscribes to a lawn care service. He has a cloud-based lawn care service. Me personally, I mow my own yard. So I built my data center, which is my shed. I have my servers, which is my lawnmower. I insource my security, which means I spray my own weeds. He's got somebody else to do all that for him. He's got a much smaller shed because all he needs to store is his kids' bikes. He doesn't even own a lawnmower. And on Saturday afternoons, he's in the backyard throwing football with his kids while I'm raking leaves and bagging grass. So it's just a different model to achieve the same thing, which is, guess what? We both have green grass that's about 4 or 5 inches tall throughout our yard. And so same result, but the way we get there is I'm okay with doing it myself. He doesn't want to do it himself, and so he subscribes to a different service. If you think about that analogy in the same way about your communication strategy, whether you're a premise-based system or a cloud-based system, for phones, for contact center, for analytics, IPC can be your go-to partner to decide how you want to navigate those and migrate from one to the other. We even have some customers that are hybrid approaches, where they have both a cloud-based strategy as well as a premise-based strategy, and we've helped them architect those so that it is architecturally sound and unified and easy to manage and consume. So enough about that. No penalty for ending a meeting early, so you guys all get about 12 minutes back in your day. We do appreciate your partnership for those customers that have joined, and for the ones who are thinking about coming to IPC, we would appreciate the opportunity to speak with you further about any needs you may have. So thank you very much, everybody, and have a great rest of your Tuesday. Have a good day.